Okay, I got abruptly cut off on the last video, so this is going to be part 2. Hopefully the audio is better on this one as well. Again, we're shooting this from Reykjavik, Iceland, so we get a full eclipse. Where all of this is concerned is really affecting the northern hemisphere the most, but it is a world event nonetheless. Excuse me. Cancer. We have Jupiter in Cancer as part of this because it's affecting both of these houses. And this is home. And Jupiter is empire. Jupiter is exalted here. So great benevolence, actually. And then you have Mercury, which is the author of civilization. And the foundation of civilization is the family. So, this affects family. And Jupiter's there being benevolent. So, it's not going to be as bad on the family as it is for the fire of Leo, because that affects the top of the pyramid. The water here is the bottom of the pyramid. It's the family. It's the foundation stone of the pyramid, and Leo is the capstone of the pyramid. And those two parts are what's being affected, the bottom and the top. Now, so it's going to be much easier for those in Cancer than those in have your sun, your moon, or any of the other signs in Leo. Plus, we don't have any other energies in Leo. Now, again, the problem here, my mouse is freaking out again. Wow. I don't even know how to deal with this. There we go. The other, Jupiter, is a ruler of water and fire. So it's emitting its feminine aspect of Pisces here. So it carries a bit of illusion and delusion with it, because it is the ruler of mutable water. But Mercury, again, the author of civilization. Now, it's the Mars over here that's generating the issues, because it's with the sun and the moon and Jupiter, it's the other ruler of water and fire. And it's in the house of air. It's in mutable air. So everything can be emotionally, don't do that, emotionally unstable. I don't know what's wrong with my mouse. I guess I need to take it apart and clean it. And on that mutable cross with Mars, Venus, Saturn, and Neptune, they're all in earth, air, and water. Yes, earth, air, and water. So there's nothing in the fire of Sagittarius, which Jupiter rules. Now, ironically enough, the ones that these actually affect the most, besides these two, are its opponent, which are Aquarius and Capricorn, that oppose Leo and Cancer, that water and fire. You know, this is the symbology here. Like I said, the Star of David. This affects the elite. We're talking about the elite ruling class. This is going to affect them more than anybody. But there will be shifts at home, especially if you're on that cardinal cross, especially if you're in cardinal water. There will be a dynamic shift. But with Jupiter there, it will be for the good, for the benevolence. When you talk about an eclipse, its foundation itself is a new moon. And that's out with the old, in with the new. And it's a new beginning. And this can be a new beginning a start over, a do-over, or something just completely brand new that's never been part of the family before, especially with Jupiter being exalted here. And poor Mars, when it gets out of being completely unstable in Gemini emotionally, it enters into its debilitation. So we're going to have problems with our emotions, war, rage, instability, sexuality. Mars rules sexuality, and it becomes debilitated here in Cancer. So that's coming up in the next few months. It's the Venus here that I really want to talk about, because I've talked about this before. Again, back to the video, Love is in the Air, that this is like a time of testing. It's like when you're getting ready to go to college and you have to take your SATs. You take fake ones, you do mock ones to see how well you do. It doesn't count against your grade. And so this won't count against the grade, but you will be tested. You will be tested on your heart. That's what this is. And it's in debilitation. And when it comes out, it's coming out into its own house of cardinal air. That is the most high of heaven. You don't get a more powerful heart than that. It is beyond the stars. So this time, whatever you're dealing with your heart, remember, the change comes on the mutable cross. So really, kind of regardless of what's going on with the eclipse, the change, the transmutation will happen with the crown chakra, Saturn, the imagination, Neptune, your emotions, Mars and Gemini, and your heart. So it's you're gonna have to really step it up, because Mars and Venus are both in devastating positions here. They really are. Our emotions and our hearts are being led to the slaughter. And you're just going to have to keep yourself in check emotionally, and you're going to have to guard your heart, because it's being tested. And I'm witness to that. I am experiencing that firsthand. So I get it. I'm a Capricorn, so with an Aquarius moon. So I'm in complete opposition natally to this entire event. So it is hitting me hard. I have struggled emotionally over baby Bobby as it is. My heart just goes out to him. I know how difficult of a life he's going to have. It won't be easy, and he's going to need all the help he can get. And other than me getting him some vet help and keeping him fed and watered and sheltered outside, there's not a lot I can do for him. That's why I reach out to you. This baby needs a home. And I've depleted the kitty fund, so anybody that can help with that, that'd be extremely appreciated right now. Myself personally, I don't have anything extra this month. Probably next month either. My power bill is kind of taking every spare dime that I have. And it's too hot. We've been triple digits for quite a while now. We've gone from just rain to blistering heat where you can't breathe outside. Uranus, our conscious mind, oh my, this is where you have to stay. You're just going to have to take extra steps to stay self-aware. Uranus and our minds are grounded right now. And this here is literally what's going to get you through it all. It's fixed Earth, Taurus. And it's all we've got to hang on to right now, because Saturn's over here just uncovering everything and everybody. And this again, this is the dynamic that's pushing all this change is Saturn, and it's in opposition to Venus. It's in opposition to our hearts. It's there to rip away the cover and reveal what's beneath. You know, this test over here with Venus, it's about what are you really made of? Who are you really beneath the facade? You know, we lie to ourselves. I'm constantly trying to keep myself in check, because I have a habit. It's a survival technique from being raised by a narcissist and being a black sheep from an infant. You lie to yourself, especially where your heart's concerned, and that's to shield it. Well, the shields are coming down because Saturn's doing that. There is no protection for the heart. You have to go back to Uranus, which is Venus's house. This is the house of the heart. And your conscious mind, this is where the focus should be, because that's where they're going for the heart of the matter. They keep telling you the heart of the lion. No, it's more than that. The heart of the lion is going to come into play on the fall equinox, not in this eclipse, which is Regulus, the king star, so to speak. But this is all extremely intense. I don't have any other words for it. All I can tell you is that this current energy, especially with the heart and our emotions, are going to play out until Venus moves off this mutable cross and into Libra. And then you get graded. Did you win or did you lose? Did you pass the mock SAT? Are you ready to take the real test? Have you done your homework? Do you know the lay of the land? You know, the soles are on your bottom of your feet. It gets us where we're going. But really the only good news is Jupiter, who I am not fond of because I know the truth of the matter, but is benevolent here. And Uranus is grounded. And these are our desires, our growth, our expansion. And, you know, the great thing about Jupiter being benevolent here is that growth and that expansion and that benevolence is going to be directly at home. And this is, you know, this is like a Kodak moment, a picture in time. This eclipse is. It's like when the moon goes in front of the sun, it's like a shutter on a film that just takes an image. And this image that you're looking at is going to play out for quite a while on the world stage and at home. There'll be a lot of political arguments and ideology because Jupiter rules ideology. And Mercury's there to argue about it. He rules your tongue. He rules what you say. And what you say is ruled by your emotions and your heart. And those are not in a good position. When something's on the mutable cross, that means it's going to change. Your heart's going to change, and your emotions and even your sexuality is going to change. And I'm not speaking in a transgendered effect. I'm talking about your perception of it, your idea of it, your relationship with it. or even relationships themselves. So there's a lot going on here. But again, it's like this Venus, it's a time of testing the heart. Are you all talk? It's about, do you walk the talk? Are you just platitudes? Are you just a bunch of gibberish, but when your feet hit the ground, do you actually do the work? Are you actually contributing something more than words? Because that's what Mercury's there to do. Talk smack, because that's what Mercury does. Mercury and Jupiter both rule the mutable cross, and they're at home in your house and mine, playing their game. But luckily, we have Saturn over there in their house, and he ain't playing no games. Saturn's not playing. Saturn's taking names. Saturn is an investigator, and he's uncovering everything, and he's seeing what's really going on and forcing change on that mutable cross. The change in Jupiter's own house. So there's a lot playing out here with the energies of the elements and the states that they rule. Mutable, fixed, and cardinal. And it is, again, a Kodak moment. A picture in time. And to me, it's very dynamic for it to fall where it does. And again, I know I'm going to get some backlash. And I'll tell you, I don't argue with astrologers because I'm not an astrologer. I'm a freaking alchemist. An alchemy is a set. There's no variables. It is what it is. This zodiac to me is nature's magic, alchemical magic circle. That's what it is, an alchemical magic circle of nature. It moves through earth, water, and fire, fixed, mutable, cardinal. And that's just saying liquid, solid, and gas. Your gases are your nobles. They're called noble gases for a reason. That's where we get our nobility from. And that's ruled by the heart, Venus, the intellect, Mercury, and the crown, Saturn, rules those noble gases. You can't touch them. You can see them sometimes. Sometimes they're completely invisible. I've got a video coming up, part of the other video that I'm going to clip out of the symbolism, because to me that's an important part. If you can understand the symbolism, then everything else makes sense. It just does. It just does. We're so used to these images that we've been given. And a symbol is an image, but they give us this lion instead of the symbol of fixed fire. The symbol of the sun, the symbol of fire, the symbol of gold, all of these belong here. And they tell a story. Each one, each house. It rules a metal, it rules a color, it rules a shape. You know, another symbol here, which for Cancer is the beehive. And it's very matriarchal, right? The bees are a very matriarchal society. And another symbol here is the donkey. I wish we had better. I want to change this over. Nope, not landscapes. Star lore. To the Arabic. Because you get a bit of a different picture. And this is in the mouth of the lion. Again, it's still on the line. See if I can back this up a little without it freaking out. Mars under the foot of Pollux. Uranus in the back of the bull. Saturn will soon move on to this line right here. This star down here is the tie that binds, or the knot. You get the right one. Forget which one. Anyway, when this is what I call Old Testament and New Testament, or the church. And when this line here moves, it's going to distether this part of the church. So we got that coming up. Again, the imagination is here, and it's in the house of illusion and delusion. And our imaginations are all over the place. My greatest advice to you would be to stay out of fear. Stay out of the lower chakras. Stay out of sexuality and anger and emotions and even desires. Keep yourself in check with this Jupiter, because it reminds me of the saying, beware of the Greeks offering gifts, because he'll come with gifts. And he's riding in on a donkey. In the Arabic here, these two stars he's sitting on top of are the southern and northern donkeys. The most critical time coming up is going to be when Venus conjuncts the undefended one, Spica. The heart's there, but it's going to be debilitated. The subconscious just playing its game over here with Pluto, still in Capricorn, be in Aquarius before long. It's been there for quite a while. Again, it's going to be in Saturn, one of Saturn's houses, for a long time. Pluto moves very, very slowly. See if I can back this up. It's an interesting dynamic there. You almost see Mercury in the hand of Castor. But my biggest concern is the Venus situation through all of this. Again, this eclipse is causing a Kodak moment, and the change that's going to come to our hearts. I'm telling you, mine was gutted this week. I was left empty. I went through the gamut of emotions, from just shocked to broken to angry to empty. Just a full circle. So I warn you about what's coming there for all of us. For all of us. Especially with this happening during a Kodak moment. A moment in time that's captured forever. This affects forever. This affects us all. Especially those in the Northern Hemisphere, and especially those in Iceland, Greenland, and Spain. I would say especially Spain, because of their type of government. It's going to hit them harder than it will the other two. But I expect a shift in government. And Spain, being part of Europe, will be a catalyst for change, not just in Spain, but across Europe. So if you want on world affairs, that's where that's concerned. And that affects empire because Jupiter, literally, Jupiter and Mars rule Europe and Asia. When you talk the sun and the moon, you're talking water and fire. And fire is ruled by Asia, and water is ruled by Europe. We get firecrackers and gunpowder from Asia. And the Europeans circumnavigated, if that's the right word to use. I guess so. They went around in a circle. Circumnavigated the 7 seas, as they called it back then. But this is where my heart goes out. I'm an earth sign, so this mutable earth really got me. It really caught me off guard. I did not see this coming. It blindsided me. I never saw a hint, not a hint, that anything like that was even in the cards or on the table. I thought this person was stable, optimistic, proactively involved, kind, engaging. And so it really came out of left field. I cannot imagine what triggered such a change in an extremely short amount of time. I'm talking about night and day. From one day to the next, boom. You never saw it coming. And that's going to be my warning to both people on the cardinal cross and the fixed cross, those who have planets, or especially ruling planets in water or fire. And ironically enough, this affects the fixed and the cardinal cross, but the change is coming from the mutable cross, your emotions in your heart. The two most vulnerable, the two most unguarded. We just kind of, young hearts run wild, run free, and our emotions are the same way. Especially in today's culture, everything is so emotional. All about your feelings. Well, your feelings are fixing to be put on trial, and your heart is going to bear the brunt of it. So what will you do? Remember, this is not the real test. This is just to see, are you ready to take the real test? Because that's coming next. All right, people. If my videos have helped you, please help me keep them coming to you. I know everybody's struggling right now, and I really am. And I definitely need some help with the kittens, because right now I'm having trouble keeping food on the table for myself, much less for them. But I'm doing everything I can, and I appreciate all the help more than you can ever know. And I keep all of you on my gratitude list. I'm very grateful for my channel. This is the one place that I can go, that I can vent, that I can blow off some steam or release or share. I really don't have local friends, and even though my brother's in the house with me, we rarely see each other. We have nothing in common or nothing to talk about. He is in a completely different he's off in his own head, and I just need to give him time and let him deal with it. He has as much as I have on my plate, he has more than I have to deal with mentally and emotionally. I worry about him. Had I worried about anybody wanting to clock out, it would have been him. But, I can say that for him. We've had that talk, and he understands that everything changes all the time. That's the dynamic of this reality. And that checking out is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. All right, people, go commit those random acts of kindness. You got to get out and do them. You got to be proactive. You can't just say, I love you. There needs to be something behind it. You've got to take it into the physical world. You don't just tell them you love them, you show them, because actions speak so much louder than words. All right, people.